Greetings, Guardians of Dominion. Zeus here with another enlightening video. Today, we're diving into the three most popular team combinations featuring Dante, Orion, and Augustus, a trio that's quickly become one of the strongest setups in Arena and Clash of Worlds. Since Augustus entered the game, players have been experimenting with different combinations to unlock the full potential of his superconductivity skill. And what's interesting is how this trio performs so well together, but only when paired with the right support. In this video, I'll show you the exact team compositions, the thought behind each one, and how to adjust them based on what kind of opponents you're facing. Whether you're looking to build around this core or trying to counter it, this analysis will give you the insight you need. Let's start with the first team: Dante, Nebula, Orion, Augustus, and Aidan. In this setup, Aidan is patronaged by either Chorus or Merlin, depending on the threat you're facing. The team behaves like a standard magic-heavy lineup, but has a key difference: Dante takes the tank role, supported by Cain. Although Dante is typically seen as a high-damage agility hero, his dodge-focused kit makes him an effective frontline tank when supported properly. With Cain enhancing his dodge rate and the foresight skill boosting dodge for the whole team, he becomes much harder to hit, especially against physical damage dealers. Aidan plays a critical role by bonding with Dante, granting him additional armor, magic defense, and a health-sharing link. This helps Dante absorb damage and stay alive longer, buying time for the magic core to ramp up. At the same time, Nebula's equilibrium skill boosts both Dante's and Orion's damage significantly. When placed between them, her ability provides a balanced increase to both physical and magic attack stats, helping the team hit harder from the start. The real damage in this setup comes from Orion and Augustus. Orion charges energy fast and launches a barrage of magic missiles, while Augustus steadily lowers the enemy's magic defense with superconductivity. Once that defense is gone, all magic damage, including Orion's, becomes pure damage, bypassing armor and shields completely. This combo can shred tanks and backlines alike. Let's move to the second composition, which was created to solve a problem. Orion and Augustus often don't survive long enough to reach their full potential. While Aidan supports Dante perfectly, he doesn't heal the backline, so a better option here is to replace Aidan with Dorian. The team now becomes Dante, Nebula, Orion, Augustus, and Dorian. This swap makes a huge difference in longer battles. Dorian's initiation skill grants vampirism to nearby heroes, typically Orion and Augustus. Because their damage is so high, they heal rapidly with every attack. This allows them to stay alive even under pressure, giving you sustain without relying on dedicated heals. Yes, removing Aidan means Dante becomes slightly less durable, since he loses the extra defenses and the health-sharing bond. But overall, the trade-off is worth it. Orion and Augustus now have the healing they need to remain on the field longer, unleashing their full damage potential and sustaining the pressure through the mid and late game. Now on to the third version, which was built in response to counter teams that began appearing against the first two setups. A common counter lineup includes Aurora or Astaroth as the tank, Isaac with Axel, Sebastian with Oliver, Heidi with Albus or Axel, and Dorian as the healer. This team is designed specifically to survive magic burst and silence your damage dealers. The biggest problem here is Isaac. His energy gain is rapid, and his ultimate often lands despite Chorus reducing negative effects by 70%. That 30% gap is enough for Orion and Augustus to get silenced, completely disrupting your burst. To deal with this, we replace Nebula with Sebastian. He brings something unique: complete debuff protection. When his shield is up, Isaac's silence doesn't land, and your magic core stays online. Of course, removing Nebula reduces your offensive burst. But the increased stability and resistance to control effects make this version more reliable, especially in Clash of Worlds, where consistency is key. The full team setup is Dante with Cain, Sebastian with Oliver or Fenris, Orion with Axel or Merlin, Augustus with Albus, and Dorian with Axel or Merlin. This team may deal slightly less burst damage, but it holds up better under pressure, and here's a bonus, it's immune to Satori, because Sebastian prevents fox marks from being applied. Against control-heavy and energy manipulation teams, this version is a safe and effective option. I've also seen a variation of this team that uses Chorus or Axel as the team pet. Chorus is usually the better fit, especially when paired with Sebastian, as he adds another layer of protection from debuffs and crowd control. But there's a trade-off to consider in Clash of Worlds. In that mode, you often need to split your core support across multiple teams. Keeping both Sebastian and Chorus together strengthens one team, but leaves your second team exposed to control effects. For that reason, many players separate them, placing Sebastian on one team and Chorus on the other. If you go with Axel instead of Chorus, your team gains better survivability through shared damage. However, this version has a weakness. If an enemy like Augustus or Helios manages to break Sebastian's shield early, your team becomes vulnerable to arachne stuns and other crowd control. Without Chorus helping resist those effects, the entire formation can collapse under pressure. So while the Axel variation is viable, it's more situational and requires good judgment based on your opponent's lineup and the game mode you're in. And that wraps up our deep dive into the three most popular Dante, Orion, and Augustus team compositions. Whether you're prioritizing Aidan's frontline bond, Dorian's backline sustain, or Sebastian's anti-control power, each version has a purpose and fits different battle scenarios. We've seen how this trio is shaping the meta, and how flexible the surrounding heroes and pets need to be to maintain dominance. Small changes, like switching Nebula for Sebastian or adjusting your pet, can shift the entire outcome of a match. Now I want to hear from you. Have you tested these setups? Do you have a variation that works better in Grand Arena or Clash of Worlds? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I read every one. If this video helped you out, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. More tips, more tests, more team breakdowns, every day. Until next time, keep learning, keep battling, and stay one step ahead. Salute and friendship.